Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results and main event spoilers. But being Wednesday, it's probably already not there. And I did not. Let's see if I can get them real quick. Birthdays only got from the January 15th. Bull Buchanan turned 49 years old. He retired from pro wrestling in 2014. Kelly turned 30 years old. WWE wished the former Divas champion happy birthday on their Instagram account. Recently on Sam Roberts' wrestling podcast, professional broadcaster and WWE fan Sam Roberts shared an interview where he conducted with Dolph Ziggler. The interview is talked about. It was like dating comedian Amy Schumer. According to Ziggler, he and Schumer are still friends, even though she dumped him. Ziggler professed that the only problem with Schumer saying on Howard Stern's radio show that she dumped Ziggler because the sex was too athletic. What that his relatives heard. I was actually flying home when Schumer appeared on the Stern show and turned on my phone off the plane to 78 voicemails or so. This is 77, more than usual. And no, it's great. She's so funny. Ziggler continued, long run, my mom, my aunt, and grandma heard. Having them to hear, I was like, oh, this is so disgusting. And somehow went out of their way to listen to it. I don't even like, does my grandma have Sirius radio? Like, I don't know how she does, but otherwise, we're buddies. So she's funny, and I was a fan of hers. And she's supposed to do a show in Phoenix, Arizona, but she canceled. Kind of gave her crap on the internet saying, don't go see her. She'll cancel the show. But I guess she was sick for real. So, take it for that. He talks about wanting to wrestle Scott Steiner. His WWE 2K17 rating. Meeting Ultimate Warrior. When asked whether it was difficult to date such a funny person. Or Ziggler claimed to enjoy the challenge. It's really challenging. I love it. It was so great. Like usually, I'm the killer funny one. And I'm like, oh, she's funnier than me. This is, oh yeah. Oh, all right, let's see. It makes me think, and it challenges me. I love it. It was so fun. I held my own, by the way. And constantly she'd be like, you know, you're not funnier than me. We'll see. We'll see. End of that. As seen in this latest Madden 17 tournament on Up, Up, Down, Down, video featuring quarterfinals matchup between AJ Styles and Jimmy Uso. Also appears in the video, also TJ Perkins and Noam Dar. You can go to that link. Sports Illustrated had a new interview up with Kurt Angle, who discussed headlining 2017 Hall of Fame class, which was announced on Raw. And here are a couple of the highlights. Who should induct him into the Hall of Fame? It's a no-brainer. I had just started with WWE and had a program with Stone Cold. So right after I beat The Rock for the world title, I had a quick skit with Stephanie and Triple H. And then it was right on to Stone Cold. We had some memorable feuds and some very funny segments. So he is at the top of my list. Steve was one of the most giving individuals. He took me in and allowed me to shine even when it was still his time. I don't ever compare myself to Stone Cold. He is the guy who elevated wrestling to a level that nobody ever went before. But he enabled me to show my talents when he very well could have said no. He's a very giving individual. He is one of the guys who had the biggest impact on my career. If he spoke with Vince McMahon, I have yet to speak to Vince, but I did talk with Triple H. It was a great conversation. This is all about the Hall of Fame, nothing else. I'm okay with that. WWE wanted to show their appreciation for my career there. Even though I felt it was short-lived, at 6.5 years, I made it enough of an impact that they felt I was worthy of a Hall of Fame. Angle also discussed finding out about the Hall of Fame induction, WWE fans not seeing his TNA matches, being nervous when the Hall of Fame announcement was made on Raw, and much more. And you can read the full interview at this link. WWE has confirmed that Kurt Angle will be in the 2017 Hall of Fame headliner. Angle spoke with ESPN after being informed I just spoke about on Monday. He said himself, "I was shocked. I've been out of WWE for a long time and out of touch with them, so I didn't really expect this. It's a huge honor. This is only the Hall of Fame that I'm not in, probably the one I want to be in the most. This is the one that means the most for me. I had a lot of fun entertaining the fans for 7 years with WWE. I'm glad that my hard work paid off." Then Angle revealed that he received a phone call from Triple H on Monday with the news. "I figured they either decided they didn't want to do anything with me or they forgot." Hunter said that they never forgot, and he called and told me that this is the first thing they want to do. And whether I wrestle or not after this, which is irrelevant right now, I'm just really proud to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I gave a lot of energy and time to WWE those first 7 years, and I'm grateful that they recognized it. Angle also told ESPN that his current deal runs through the Hall of Fame ceremony that does not include a WrestleMania 33 match. "We have not talked about any wrestling. Whether we do or not, that remains to be seen. There are no guarantees. I think right now the most important thing is the Hall of Fame. And I think both sides feel that way." Well, there are talks about him doing a USA gimmick with versus Rusev. You'll probably hear it on Raw. Scott Steiner is starring in a foreign film at this link called Enredados La Confusion, which is set to be released in February. The movie is described as a Costa Rican Bollywood-style film, which you can check out Big Papa Pump in the trailer for the movie in that video link. And he appears at the 50-second mark. Naomi returned to the ring at Saturday's live event in Birmingham, Alabama. She teamed with Nikki Bella to defeat Natalya and Carmella, who had James Ellsworth at ringside. Of course, that's SmackDown crew. And Big Show continued to talk WrestleMania 33 opponent. Show you that Shaquille O'Neal, as he's getting stacked. He's actually beginning to get six-pack abs. As he's also been shown in the gym, and even John Cena responded by saying, Big Show responded, "Hey Shaq, glad you're training, because so am I. Hashtag giant abs, hashtag WrestleMania." And John Cena tweets at John Cena, "Holy S, amazing transformation. That is how you hashtag earn the day at WWE. Keep up the great work, Show. Hashtag WrestleMania." A match before the finals of Sunday's United Kingdom title tournament final saw that Neville defeated WWE NXT superstar Tommy End, who was not being used as his new Aleister Black ring name. Neville won the match with a red arrow, and you can see at this video link. Also noted, Tyler Breeze defeated Pete Dunne in the finals of the first WWE UK title tournament on Sunday. Triple H and Stephanie took to Twitter to congratulate the new champion. Show you a picture of that. WWE NXT superstar Tommy End and Raw superstar Finn Balor appeared at Sunday's Progress Wrestling show in Birmingham, England. Balor appeared in a segment for fans and said that while he cannot wrestle, he still wanted to compete. Balor then proposed a game of musical chairs with 4 fans. And now using the name of Aleister Black in NXT, actually wrestled a match and lost to Jimmy Havoc. And then endorsed Havoc after the match and received a standing ovation from the crowd. This was before End's loss to Neville at the United Kingdom title tournament on the same day. Photos of End can be shown here for you, and this link is a segment with that all of End and Balor and that. Okay. Let's see. It's not appearing. Bear with me. Still trying to find. Well, if I find it, I'll put it on my SmackDown event. Well, Raw opened up with a memory of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, who passed away early either Sunday night or Monday. And it cut to a video package to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which was Monday. Live from Little Rock, Arkansas, after Raw opening video, Michael Cole saw welcome us to the show. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxon. We go to the ring, out comes Roman Reigns. Reigns talks about how he's winning the Universal title at the Royal Rumble. And going on to main event, WrestleMania 33, again. Reigns stated that no one can beat him one-on-one right now. Paul Heyman interrupted and comes to the ring. He talks about Brock Lesnar in the Rumble, but fans drowned him out with Bill Goldberg chants. Universal Champion Kevin Owens was out next with U.S. Champion Chris Jericho. They cut promos until Seth Rollins comes out to the biggest pop of them all. Rollins says that they can't have a WrestleMania 33 main event discussion without Seth Rollins. Rollins says he's going on to win the Rumble match himself to get back in the WrestleMania spot main event. Well, Braun Strowman was out next. Braun enters the ring and comes face to face with Reigns. The music interrupted and out came Brock Lesnar to a big pop. Everyone watched as Lesnar made his way to ringside. Sami Zayn attacked Braun out of nowhere and a brawl broke out. Reigns with a Superman punch on Braun. Rollins with a knee on Braun. Sami nailed Braun next. So it's a 3-on-1. Lesnar comes in to unloads. He hits a suplex on Reigns. Lesnar stares Sami down. Lesnar then grabs Sami and he tries to get away. Lesnar punched Sami next. Braun got on the apron and Lesnar told him to bring it. They stare each other down as the fans pop. Well, Braun then drops off the apron and a crowd boos. Lesnar turns around to a Superman punch from Reigns. Reigns then knocks Jericho and Owens out of the ring next. Reigns turns around to a big F5 from Lesnar. Lesnar looks down at Reigns as his music hits. Lesnar stands tall in the ring as Braun looks on from ringside. Everyone else is down trying to get up. Braun backs up the ramp as Lesnar looks on from the ring. No confrontation between those two. Still to come segment. Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Also Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal as we go to commercial. I missed the first hour of Raw and then caught maybe a match or two and I passed out. I was tired from work and also had to visit my mom, which is more important than wrestling itself. Because you only have one mom. Okay, Enzo and Big Cass versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev. Back from the break, Enzo and Big Cass are out first. No wheelchair this week, so I guess he's cleared to wrestle. Rusev and Jinder Mahal wait in the ring as Lana and Enzo and Cass do their mic work. Enzo starts off with Jinder as they take it to the corner. Jinder turns it around, but Enzo counters in the corner and tags in Cass for some double teaming. Rusev then comes in and knocks Enzo to the floor, to the mat. Well, Cass unloaded on Rusev in the corner. Cass sends Jinder to the floor with a clothesline. Rusev joins Jinder on the floor as we go to a commercial break. Back from the break, Rusev floored Enzo for a 2 count and then beat Enzo around some more. Junior tagged in and dropped a big knee on Enzo. Rusev came back and kept Enzo in a bear hug. Cass finally got a hot tag and unloaded on Rusev and Junior. Cass with the Empire elbow on Junior, but Rusev broke up the pinfall at 2 count, only a 2 count. Enzo then dumped Rusev to the apron. Rusev then dropped Enzo. Big Cass sent Rusev flying off the apron with a big boot. Junior rolled Cass up for a 2 count out of nowhere. Cass dropped Junior with a big boot. Enzo tagged in and goes up top for the big double team and the pin. After the match, Junior and Rusev retreat as Enzo and Big Cass celebrate. Still to come segment, again, Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus defend against the club. We get Jack Gallagher walking backstage. Match commercial. Enredados versus Les Dorado was up next. So I'm guessing. He goes out for commentary. And I was right. Back from the ring, we got Austin Aries joining as well as Jack Gallagher on commentary. Enredados is out first for his match. He talks trash to Gallagher ahead of their I Forfeit match on 205 live on Tuesday night. Les Dorado was out next. DeVary unloaded to start, but Dorado comes off the ropes for a 2 count. DeVary continued to be aggressive as he beats down Dorado from corner to corner. DeVary yelled at Gallagher and fans boo. Dorado takes advantage and turns it around. Dorado with a springboard stunner for a 2 count. Dorado missed a shot from the top. DeVary nails a big clothesline and a submission for a win. After the match, DeVary hits the corner and taunts Gallagher. Back from a break, we get a look at Undertaker announcing himself for the Royal Rumble. The announcers then hype the Rumble and sends us to a video on the United Kingdom title tournament. Raw Tag Team title match was up next. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Sheamus and Cesaro. We go to the ring. Out comes Raw Tag Team champions Cesaro and Sheamus. Back to commercial. Back from the ring. Out comes Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. We get formal ring introductions from JoJo. Cesaro and Anderson start off first. Sheamus tags himself in, and Cesaro catches Anderson with a backbreaker. Sheamus drops a big knee and covers for a 2 count. Cesaro tags back in, nails a double stomp for a 2 count. Anderson turns it around in the corner, and in comes Gallows for a double teaming. Gallows with a 2 count on Cesaro. Gallows and Anderson keep control of Cesaro when they keep on their side in the ring. Sheamus gets a tag and unloads on Gallows. Sheamus with a running attack in the corner. Sheamus with a flying clothesline from the top for a 2 count. Gallows then sends Sheamus to the floor as he comes back right back to the apron. Sheamus with a forearm chops on the apron. Anderson tries to break it up, but Cesaro scoops him for the Cesaro swing. Anderson avoids it and retreats. More back and forth action. Gallows turns it around with a big kick, knocking Sheamus off the apron. Gallows stands tall as Cesaro checks on Sheamus as we go to commercial. Back from the commercial, and the club is in control of the match. Gallows misses a cheap shot on Cesaro on the apron. He turns around to a big slam from Sheamus. Cesaro tags in, as does Anderson. Sheamus strikes first. Cesaro with the running uppercut train. Cesaro nailed the drop kick for a 2 count. Gallows stopped the swing on Anderson. Cesaro drop kicked Gallows through the ropes. And Cesaro nails a 619 on Anderson. Gallows sends Sheamus into the barrier. Cesaro nails a crossbody to the floor on Gallows. Anderson runs for a dive, but Cesaro uppercuts him. Cesaro with a springboard corkscrew uppercut for a close 2 count. Cesaro then with a swing on Anderson as the fans count along. Cesaro goes for the sharpshooter, but Gallows runs in with a big kick to the face. Anderson then covers for a 2 count. Anderson talks trash, works over Cesaro. Cesaro comes back with some uppercuts. Then Cesaro knocks Gallows off the apron, but turns around into a spine buster from Anderson. Sheamus breaks up the pinfall. Sheamus drops Anderson and mounts Gallows. Sheamus accidentally decks the referee as he goes down. Gallows kicks Sheamus. Anderson rams Sheamus into the ring post and falls out to the floor. Anderson and Gallows hit the magic killer on Cesaro. Another referee comes running down to count the pinfall. Gallows and Anderson announced as the new tag team champions, but the first referee wakes up and announces Gallows and Anderson won by disqualification due to Sheamus hitting the referee. So Sheamus and Cesaro retain by disqualification. After the announcement, Gallows and Anderson attack the champions and drop Sheamus with a magic killer before leaving the ring. Another still to come segment. Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair will discuss her Royal Rumble title defense. Announcers look back at tonight at the opening segment with Lesnar and others. Sami, Reigns, Rollins versus Owens, Jericho, and Braun was made for later on in the show. Then the announcers lead us to a video on the late WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and we get a promo for Emma's return as Emmalina. Rich Swann versus Tony Nese was up next. Tony Nese waits in the ring as WWE Cruiserweight Champion Rich Swann makes his way out. Match never starts as Neville comes running through the crowd and attacks Swann. Officials are out to break it up. Neville unloaded on Swann, but Swann came back. Nese joined in, but won't let up, which causes Neville to toss him to the floor. Neville with more cheap shots on Swann before we get replays. Another still to come segment. New Day will be in the ring. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Neville is backstage with comments on what he just did to Rich Swann. Neville cut a promo on how he will take the Cruiserweight title from Swann at the Royal Rumble. New Day were out with Bootio cereal and dumping on fans at ringside. Kofi, Xavier, and Big E take the mic to hype the Royal Rumble match. They acknowledge that it's foe versus foe, friend versus friend, and every man for himself. New Day says if one of them wins the Rumble, we all win the Rumble. And they all three go on to the main event of WrestleMania. The music interrupts Woods, and out comes Titus O'Neil. Titus says he doesn't want to join the New Day. He wants to replace them. Titus tells them to hook him up with one of their Rumble spots, but they turned him down. Titus doesn't need them to give him anything. He will take it. He tells them to figure out which one of them is going to lose a Rumble spot to him tonight. Big E volunteers and says if he wins, Titus has to leave them alone and quit stalking them. Titus mocks their chant and fans boo. His music hits and we go to commercial. The match is up next. Big E versus Titus O'Neil. Back from the break. The match is already underway with Titus O'Neil in control in the corner. Big E comes out of the opposite corner with a shoulder and Titus goes down. Big E ducks a clothesline and taunts Titus. Big E with an undoubtable stretch now. Big E ends up sending Titus to the floor. He follows and keeps control. Titus shoves Woods to the floor. Kofi stops Woods from chasing him in the ring. Big E follows, but Titus floors him with a big boot for a 2 count. Then Titus mounts Big E with more strikes and another 2 count. Titus gets in some more offense with another pin attempt. But Titus drops elbows and covers for a 2 count. Titus scoots Big E, slams him on his face for another 2 count. Titus then keeps Big E grounded, but Titus nails another slam, mocks the New Day, and runs the ropes for a big leg drop. Big E kicked out. Titus mushes Big E around and talks trash. Titus with a double stretch and slaps to Big E's ribs as he mocks the New Day thing. Big E comes off the ropes with a big clothesline and then another. Big E with a belly-to-belly suplex. Big E dances over Titus, runs the ropes and hits a big splash. Big E with a big innie for the win. After the match, New Day celebrating the ring. Then we finally get Women's Champion Charlotte walking backstage. Commercial break. Back from the break, she comes out to the ring. Charlotte talks about Bayley's always been just a fan. She shows us photos of their first meeting and several photos of Bayley meeting various wrestlers when she was a young fan. She also shows us WWE Breaking Ground video of Bayley reading an essay she wrote in school and wanting to become a pro wrestler. Charlotte mocked her for getting emotional. Charlotte has a copy of the essay, but fans start chanting for Bayley. Charlotte crumbles the essay up and tosses it. Charlotte goes on about how she was born into this and is a franchise player until the music hits, and out comes Bayley marching to the ring. Charlotte retreats and heads up the ramp as Bayley looks on. Bayley says Charlotte bringing up old stuff is unnecessary. Charlotte says this is what Bayley is, an average fan. Bayley says she's not ashamed of the passion she has for WWE. Bayley then says she doesn't have a dad that could get her into WWE, but one phone call. But she did have a dad who took her to every WWE event in San Jose, California, even if he didn't have the money. She told her dad that would be her in the ring one day. Bayley does poems about beating Charlotte at the Rumble, ending her pay-per-view streak. We got another look at the opening segment where Lesnar, Strowman, Reigns, and others. Jericho and Owens approach Braun backstage to try to direct Braun's anger, but he says he does what he wants when he wants. Braun says he's going to eliminate everyone at the Rumble, and then he's coming to WrestleMania to take the WWE Universal title. But tonight he's going to make Rollins, Zayn, and Reigns scream for their lives. Braun walks off as he goes to commercial. Cedric Alexander versus Brian Kendrick. Back from the break, we see what happened with Cedric Alexander and Alicia Fox and Noam Dar. Austin Aries back on commentary. Brian Kendrick and Cedric do the pre-match before going at it. Cedric brings it back in the ring, but Kendrick drops him with a kick. Kendrick keeps Cedric grounded, and we see Dar watching him from backstage. Cedric makes a come back and gets close to count. Kendrick counters and locks in the captain's hook. Alicia runs down. Cedric makes it to ringside and talks with Alicia, allowing Kendrick to drop him off the distraction. Kendrick taunts Alicia, and goes back into Cedric. Cedric ends up getting the win with a lumbar check out of nowhere. After the match, Alicia comes in to celebrate as we see Dar backstage watching. Cedric goes to hug her, but he ducks her instead. Cedric disses her and keeps on walking out of the ring as Alicia looks on. We're going to look back at Nia Jax attacking Sasha Banks in the ring before Raw while she was getting her knee checked out. Nia's backstage with Mike Rome now. She says Sasha is a wannabe tough girl, and the second she stepped in the ring with a real woman, she was done. Nia goes on and says she broke the boss. Now people are buzzing about the right woman, and she walked off. Cole Saw teases a WWE Hall of Fame announcement as we go to commercial. Back from the break, we get Mike Rome approaching Alicia Fox backstage and asks what just happened with Cedric Alexander and if they are finished as a couple. She plays it off and says she doesn't want to talk about it. She keeps walking, but Rome keeps asking questions. She flips out and says she doesn't want to talk about it. She's off to talk to Cedric. Coleslaw leads us to a video package for 2017 Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. Coleslaw then congratulates Angle on coming home and plugs tickets going on sale this week. Chris Jericho, Braun Strowman, and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn. We see the shark cage on the stage as WWE U.S. Champion Chris Jericho makes his way out with Universal Champion Kevin Owens. Back to commercial. Back from the ring, we get Bill Goldberg just confirmed for next week's Go Home Raw from Cleveland. So the following week is Royal Rumble. Back to the ring, out comes Braun Strowman to join Jericho and Owens in the ring. Sami was out first for his team. Seth Rollins was out next, and then Roman to finalize the six-man tag. Two teams meet in the middle of the ring. Sami attacks Braun before the bell, and the two teams go at it. Jericho gets sent to the floor. Braun tosses Rollins out. It comes down to Reigns and Braun in the ring. They go at it, and Braun tosses Reigns to the floor. Braun stands tall as we go to commercial. Well, somewhere around in the Sheamus tag team match where my feed actually froze up. That's whenever I fell asleep and didn't miss the rest of the show. So this is all dirt sheet and what have you. Back from the break, and Braun is in control of Reigns in the corner. Jericho tags himself in, keeps him down. Referee is distracted while Owens beats down on Reigns with cheap shots. Jericho talks trash and smacks Reigns around. Reigns takes the slap and drops Jericho with the right hand. Sami tags in and unloads on Jericho. Sami with a standing moonsault for a 2 count. Jericho pushes Sami back into the corner, and in comes Owens. Owens beats Sami down and brags about being the champion. Braun with a cheap shot on Sami. Owens keeps Sami grounded with a chin lock. Owens keeps control and nails an insecurity for a 2 count. Jericho comes back in and stops Sami from tagging. Jericho dumps Sami on his head for a 2 count. Owens tags in, stops Sami from tagging. Owens mocks Reigns and goes for a senton, but Sami got his knees up. Reigns tags in and unloaded on Owens with right hands. Reigns with a flying clothesline. Reigns with a big shot in the corner as fans count along. Jericho runs in but gets dropped. Reigns counters and nails Owens again. Reigns ready for the Superman punch, but Jericho grabs his leg. Rollins takes out Jericho. Braun tosses Rollins into the barrier. Reigns goes for a Superman punch again on Braun on the apron, but it's blocked. Braun shoves Reigns into a super kick from Owens for a close 2 count back from the commercial. And the heels are in control of Reigns. Order is restored as Owens keeps Reigns grounded. Reigns finally hits a Samoan drop on Owens for a counter, and Jericho and Rollins tag in at the same time. Rollins with a sling blade and more offense. Rollins comes off the second rope with a blockbuster. Owens runs in, but Sammy tosses him to the floor. Rollins does a suicide dive on Jericho. Sammy jumps out of the other side of the ring and nails Owens on the floor. Braun charges Sammy on the floor and goes down as well. Rollins with a top rope knee on Jericho for a 2 count. Rollins goes for the pedigree, but Jericho blocked it. More counters between the two. Braun tags in and eats a punch from Rollins. Braun grabbed him by his throat, and Sammy attacked from behind. Braun grabbed Sammy and knocked him to the mat. Rollins goes for the pedigree on Braun, but it's blocked. Rollins does an insecurity on Braun. Reigns with a Superman punch on Braun. Sammy tags in with Braun on one knee. Then Sammy goes up top. Rollins goes up top as well. And they leap onto Jericho, and Owens on the floor. Sammy with a crossbody on Braun for a close 2 count. Fan chant, "This is awesome" now. Braun blocks a hell of a kick. Haluva kick. With a big clothesline. Braun with a running power slam on Sammy for the win. After the match, Braun threw a towel over Sammy as his music hits. Braun tossed Sammy out of the ring and followed. Braun carried Sammy up to the stage and placed him on the side of the announce table, but Rollins comes over with a steel chair and nailed Braun. Reigns followed up with a spear, and Braun goes down. We go to replays from the match, but the announcers are gone. Rollins and Reigns take apart the announce table, but Jericho and Owens stop them. They beat them down as fans boo. They go to put Reigns through the table, but Rollins runs over and nails Jericho with a pedigree on the steel steps. Owens with a chair shot to Rollins' back. Owens drops Reigns with a chair and smacked him with a chair. Owens then grabbed Reigns and puts him through the announce table with a big power bomb. Reigns was laid out as the referee was checking him on him. Owens stands tall over Reigns as Raw goes off the air. After Raw went off the air, show ended after Universal Champion Kevin Owens and put Roman Reigns through the announce table with a power bomb. And video footage of what happened after that could be shown there. And what happened is Reigns slowly made his way to his feet before heading to the back on his own. And that concludes my results for Raw and other news going around the world. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one on the video. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.